Hi everybody, Grandad here. And what am I up to today? Well, today I'm out and about in Aethelfrith, looking at some of the sights. And as you see behind me, there's a statue of a rather splendid eagle. And this golden eagle is said to be the bird, or a bird like it, which carried off the arm of King Oswald after his battle with Penda at Maeserfield. Now, King Penda of Mercia was in a big battle with King Oswald, who was one of the Aethelings of the sons of King Aethelfrith, I think he was, or something named like that. And apparently these people, these relations of the king, were always battling with one another to see who would be king. And so they always were raising armies and fighting with one another over supremacy and take over. Now, King Oswald, as he became, was a Christian king, and apparently very saintly. He became a Christian as a result of going to Lindisfarne up in Northumberland. Now, we're going to Northumberland shortly, and we might visit Lindisfarne, so we might see where King Oswald became a Christian. But if you look in this statue, it portrays quite well the eagle, if it was an eagle, carrying off the arm, because after the battle of with Penda, Oswald's body was chopped to pieces and nailed to a tree, which is why the Oswald's tree became derivated down to Oswald's, where I live. Now, apparently a bird carried off one of the arms to a tree, and apparently this tree grew marvellously after the arm had been put there. And where it fell to the ground after the bird had finished with it, or dropped it, a spring gushed forth. Now, the site where this happened became a great site of pilgrimage to people, and apparently a big hole was dug by people taking away the soil in the hope that it would grant them miracles. And the water, which spurted from the ground after the eagle dropped the arm from the tree, landed here apparently, in this spot. And it's now been sort of built up a little bit, but apparently a spring gushed forth which has healing powers in the waters. Now, people come from all over the place to see this. It's just on the outskirts of Oswald itself, and it's quite a famous little place, and people come to look at where it's said that King Oswald's arm fell to the ground and the spring gushed forth. Now, I'll just walk down here, past where they built it up. It's a nice little park people have built to sort of guard the spring, if you like. And the reason I'm walking down here first is because there's a plaque which really tells you more or less what I just said. And if I look at that plaque, I'm hoping you can read what it says on there about Oswald's well. Now, as I say, there was strange, the history of Oswald and his family and the relations, and he's, as I say, he was known as an Atheling after King Aethelfrith, or whatever it was, and they were always fighting for supremacy. Now, King Oswald was only about in his 30s. This all happened back in about 640s. So it's a long time ago, but he died at only about 36. But he became quite a famous king, and he was very pious and a Christian. So we'll walk on down now towards the well. And when I first came here, before all these walls were built, it was just water coming out from a stoned area and running down a ditch. Now that has since been culverted, and now the water from the well is sort of blocked off a little bit. Now I don't know whether you can see there's a drain here, and it's very dry at the moment. We're having a lot of dry weather. So this drain, normally you can hear the water running. I can see water down there, but I can't hear it actually running. So at the moment, it may well be that the water is not so plentiful. There's another drain here, and when it gets really wet, it overflows here and runs down this drain. But I can see that the water inside there now is pretty low, but there is water in there. And it's quite interesting. Now, I thought, because I've visited the well, I ought to pay my respects to the king and the place where it said that his arm was dropped and water sprung forth. So I brought my own little offering to Oswald's well, in the hope that it may grant me long life and happiness, and perhaps a little bit of luck. Who knows? So I've got some ribbons here, which I'll tie. Onto the well. Unfortunately, I was hoping to be able to get down to the water. I can see the water, but I don't think I can reach it, even if I get down on my knees and try. Oh, I can. Yes, I've got some water. So I've got some of Oswald's water. There's a few coins in here, but I'll just, because it's a hot day, this water's really cold, I'll put a bit on my face just to cool me off a bit. The water from St. Oswald's well, and very cooling it is too. So this ends my little visit to Oswald's well. A little bit of history, and until we meet again at some other interesting place in Oswestry, there's one or two places I want to take you. I'll say as usual, bye bye everybody, bye bye.